Hi friends, thanks for tuning in on this version of First Word Wednesday. We want to give you just a little teaser of what's coming up. We're going to have a birthday party on Sunday. And you may wonder, whose birthday is it? And it's actually the church's birthday. Not Bethesda, but the Church of Christ. It's the celebration of Pentecost. Where do we get that word? That's kind of a unique word. Well, it comes from the word 50. It was 50 days from Passover, 7 weeks actually of 7 days, plus another day that came that celebrated Pentecost. And we read about it in Acts chapter 2. And when the day of Pentecost come, they were gathered together in one place. Most scholars think that the people that gathered together for Pentecost were the 12 disciples. But what came upon the disciples was tongues of fire that divided amongst them, all of them, different languages. And it goes on later to say some really tough countries, and this is what pastors do when they get mad at people. They have them read either genealogies or countries that are super hard to pronounce.
Go in the corner and read your genealogy.
Exactly. But what happens is these tongues of fire, these different languages come on the disciples and they begin to speak. Now, you've got to step back a little bit and ask the question, so why didn't they just have one tongue? I mean, Peter spoke in Aramaic. What's the significance of all of these different languages? We have to go back to Genesis chapter 11, when God's people wanted to build a tower so high that they would reach the heavens. And that's when the Lord confused the languages in Genesis chapter 11. So don't miss the significance of what Pentecost is. It's not only a new covenant that's coming with the Holy Spirit that's inside of us, but also that the curse has been lifted. And now God's going to give his Spirit for all the languages. And what unifies us is the person of Christ, and it is the Spirit of Christ. So the question that we're going to interact with on Sunday is, do you want this power? I mean, do you really, really want this power that will show us selfishness, that will show us our sin, that will be transforming and empowering for the ministries and the calling that God has on each of us? So we'll be inside at 9 o'clock for our traditional worship service right here in the sanctuary. And then, Lord willing, if the rain holds out, we'll be outside, and we want to encourage you to bring a lawn chair. That would help us out a ton. We had so much fun last spring and early last fall that we wanted to try it a couple different times. So one will be on the 23rd. So with Pentecost, I requested a song, King of Kings, right?
Of course.
That would tie into the message.
Right.
And
that anthemic line where Brooke Liggett just yells, "The Church of Christ was born."
Church of Christ was born.
Very passionate song, but kind of all-encompassing with the gospel. It's just a great story and a great song. So I'm just going to sing the third verse, which is...
You ready?
The long one, yeah.
The long one.
And the morning that you rose, all of heaven held its breath, till that stone was moved for good, for the Lamb had conquered death. And the dead rose from their tombs, and the angels stood in awe, for the souls of all who come to the Father are restored. And the Church of Christ was born, and the Spirit lit the flame, for this gospel truth of old shall not kneel, shall not fade. By his blood and in his name, in his freedom I am free, for the love of Jesus Christ, who has resurrected me. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings.
Well, we're going to talk about Pentecostal fire, Pentecostal power. One pastor that was involved in a revival said, if you want to know what Pentecostal power looks like, well, it really is all about love. The love of God that fills us and changes us. So, hey, again, we hope that you'll join us. The only service that we'll have online this Sunday, Lord willing, if we're outside, will be the 9 o'clock service on our online platforms. Of course, you can listen on the radio as well, too. God bless you. And again, Acts chapter 2, if you want to get a running start, we hope that you'll come and join us and worship. See ya.
See you later.